Hello everyone, so this is a back-to-back video. I'm just from sharing a video on the importance of cleansing your liver. Now I want to share with you why you should not be eating sugar anymore. And when I talk of sugar, let me start with fruits. There are fruits that have sugars in them, but if you consume them in the form of smoothies, the fiber in those fruits will actually help you metabolize that sugar so nothing stores up, causing belly fat and weight gain. So all those kinds of sweet fruits like watermelon, which is really sweet with a lot of sugar, all those sweet kinds of fruits, you want to consume them in the form of smoothies with their fiber in them so they can easily digest, and that in turn be the good sugar you need in your system, because there is something called low sugar and high sugar. You actually need sugar in your system, but the good one and not the bad one. So you can actually solve that issue of sugars in fruits by consuming them with their fiber. Now to the real demon, the real sugar. That is what you want to avoid. The first kinds of sugar, you see the white sugar you add in your coffee and the rest, you want to avoid those kinds of sugar. If you are looking to stay in shape, just by simply stopping consuming sugar alone would take some calories down. That is what I did, and I started noticing a lot of change just by my decision to stop eating sugar alone. Sugar is loaded with so many calories, wasted calories that will not even keep you full but just satisfy your taste bud, make you feel so good, your mouth is sweet, but you are putting in a lot of calories in your system. That is not even the worst. The plain sugar you put in your coffee, you actually measure a teaspoon and put in your coffee. At least you can even measure. The worst one is the kinds of sugar you get from all these sugary pops, these sodas, all the, I don't want to call the names here, but you know all those drinks in cans, bottles that you see them having different kinds of colors. At the level they will say this is pineapple juice or this is Fanta. Meanwhile, it is just flavor and sugar. Like they use like a cup of sugar with flavor to come up with those canned drinks to sell. They are like 48 grams of sugar in one of those cans. Just imagine that kind of sugar you're putting in your system. That is a lot. That is a lot. It is even worse than the one you measure to put in your coffee. So that is what you want to consider before buying those sugary pops and punishing your liver, your system with causing all those sicknesses for no reason. The worst kinds of sugars you can get into your system are from carbs, heavy carbs as well, or these processed carbs. When they get into your system, most especially processed food, they are unable to like metabolize because your liver doesn't like them. Your liver is unable to actually, most especially if you eat a lot of them, they now convert themselves into sugar now. So sugar is not just the plain sugar you consume. Those bad kinds of carbohydrates, processed foods, they convert themselves into sugar in your system now, and that is calories they are living in your system, causing maybe your glucose levels to skyrocket, causing a lot of havoc in your system. So you want to avoid eating a lot of bad carbs, all these processed carbohydrate foods. So you want to avoid all these sugary pops. Trust me, you want to make your smoothies yourself at home and consume it if you want something sweet in your mouth. That is how I successfully stopped my cravings for sugar, because I could get them in these sweet fruits. That is why I try to add bananas, add something sweet in my smoothie so I don't feel like I am deprived of sugar. But to eat actual sugar is really bad and causes so many other issues. Your liver doesn't like issue. It slows down the functioning of your liver. That is how you start ending with diabetes, because your liver is slowed down, unable to process that sugar and metabolize it for you, because your liver doesn't like it. It slows down your liver. It is unable to metabolize the sugar for you. You start having diabetes. The sugar makes you gain a lot of weight. Before you know it, you are obese because of common sugar that will not even make you feel full. It just only makes your drink or whatever tastes sweet in your mouth, but it doesn't add anything to your system. Rather, it destroys your system. You want to consume your protein, consume your healthy fats, consume natural carbs, but not too much. Try to moderate on your carbohydrates, and worst, all these processed kinds of carbohydrates in the form of white flour, all these processed kinds of foods. When your system is unable to metabolize them, they convert into sugar and you start gaining a lot of weight. So that is another disguised kind of sugar you want to avoid as well. Start eating your healthy food, cook your own food at home, because those kinds of foods easily metabolize unlike the processed foods that will get into your system, unable to metabolize, convert into sugar, and you start gaining a lot of weight. Before you know it, obesity, hypertension, all those sicknesses and diseases and the rest. So that is it for sugar. And if you are like me who likes your tea sweet, I use natural organic honey. I use natural bee pollen honey, which is so healthy as well for your system. That is what I add, like a half a teaspoon in my tea and consume, because I love green tea. So I always add like half a teaspoon of it in my green tea. And good honey is very good for your system, and it is good kind of sugar, and that is a good substitute for all this white sugar and the rest. So that is something I wanted to share with you today as well. I hope someone picked one or two of the tips I shared today. Thank you for your time, and don't forget to share this video with your family and friends so we can all stay healthy. Thank you for your time, and see you again in my next video. Bye.